What's going on, Bo? Can you hear me? What's poppin', baby?
Yes, sir, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm just hanging in, man. Before I start, man, let me announce to the young lady that complained about the mood lighting that I have in the background. First of all, this is my Freddie Jackson, You Are My Lady lighting. And it serves two purposes. One, it sets the mood. And second, it keeps the bills kind of low. So don't question me about it again. All right. First of all, man, I wanted to start on I was shocked, but I knew you had a busy schedule coming up last Tuesday and Wednesday. So I figured that's why you took a little hiatus last week and everything. It was just unannounced, but I figured such a working man like yourself needs a break.
I was in the friendly skies. There was no option.
Oh, is that right? Even if you wasn't, man, a working cat like yourself needs a break from time to time. And that's one thing on this end. The people like us are usually like spoiled, man. Like, you don't want to take a break, but we appreciate, man, everything you do. The first thing I want to talk about was the Lin thing. This just gave me a little more ammunition. Normally I don't get caught up in it, man, but Bo, like I was thinking last night and I wrote it down, I think we have found our point guard. Man, whether it be the next 2-3. Oh, he can ball, definitely, period. But one thing, I'm like most of my New York brethren, I'm not completely buying in just yet because, for one, it's going to take at least another season. And also, the number of turnovers. If you've noticed, the number of turnovers has gone up by the game. He's going to have to get the turnover check. I mean, a true point guard should never have more than 2-3 turnovers in a game, man. So it's going to take a little bit of time as he learns his teammates and everything. And we're going to be all right, though. But I don't think he's going to be like
Well, here's the other thing, too. Let me say this. It's also a different ball game when you out there playing with your fellow scrubs. And that's not to downgrade what he's doing, but there's a lot less to think about when you handling the ball at the top, you getting a high ball screen, and you got like two dudes out there who are only sticking around in the league because they can make open shots. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, once you start adding Melo and you add Stoudemire, that's more stuff to think about. Like, it's for anybody. I'll be like, man, these are actually cats I have to pass the ball to. Damn.
A cat like my man Bill Walker, who's a fellow. He's a grinder like myself. So, I mean, I have much love for Bill Walker. He's a hustler. But, yeah, when you got cats out like that starting in the lineup, I'm like, man, I was amazed to realize that Bill Walker had been a regular starter. I was in shock. I just don't think he's going to be a flash in the pan. Like, if you look at those other great New Yorkers, like, for example, my man Kevin Moss. Remember him of Yankee fame? Hit all those home runs in the first season. Kevin Moss. Let me think about Mark the Bird Fidrich in Detroit. Remember him?
Yep.
Chris Brown.
I was thinking that name too. It's like Lin could be Mark Fidrich for all we know. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Baseball's a different animal.
Exactly. I think he's going to be around, man. I really think he's going to be around. He's such a cerebral cat. I think he's really going to be around, and as he gets more seasoning and learns how to play with these guys and everything, if egos don't filter into this whole thing, I think we may see like I'm not even going to say the second coming because that's when you get in trouble. He's just going to be another Jeremy Lin. He's going to be pretty good, man. I think he's going to be around. But it's just good to see somebody find an open man, hit spots. And I was dogging out my man J.R. Smith on Friday. If you noticed my tweet, hey, man, he came through yesterday with no practice or anything. But guys like that don't need practice, man. If you're a pure shooter,
well, you know what? You know what they did? You know what they did when he was in the game? They didn't run plays.
Exactly.
When he was in the game, they just ain't run no plays. Play basketball.
He was just out there winging it. And every time, I swear to God, man, every time he fired it up, I was like, man, please let this go. Okay. All right. It's one of those things. But I was just glad he was finally knocking some shots down and everything. But, hey, he may very well go out tomorrow and pull a John Starks and go 2 for 19. Hey, Lord knows I'm still having horrible.
Let me tell you something. It's going to be very interesting watching the relationship that the city of New York has with J.R. Smith. Y'all gonna have yeah, boy, y'all gonna be, and it only fits because he's pretty damn volatile his damn self. Y'all gonna have y'all gonna have one of them toxic love affairs.
Exactly, and
he's local.
Somebody made a comment about some announcer yesterday made a comment about him having the Big Daddy Kane. No, I'm sorry, man. Big Daddy Kane was a dapper cat. What the hell was up with that line across the way, man? That looked like somebody butchered him, man.
Hold on, Stacy. Think about something for a second. What's J.R. Smith been up to the last few months?
He been in China. But hey, Bo, I will tell you this.
And hold on. In China, and we don't even know where in China, but what do you imagine would be hard for J.R. Smith to find in China?
A barber. A barber.
That is correct.
Hey,
that is correct. I am convinced that is a do-it-yourself job.
Hey, Bo, but I will say this. Hey, what I will say is when I was in Okinawa, Japan, and you don't want to make comparisons to Japanese and Chinese all the time, but when I was over there, hey, they kept my fade looking very Dennis Scottish back in the day, man. It was very on point, and hey, it was looking kind of nice,
Japan.
man.
That was Japan. Y'all been coming over there to them bases, living the life for years in Japan. In China, it ain't the same, dog. Dude, you can't walk into Supercuts in Raleigh and get no haircut if you like me. J.R. Smith, I guarantee you, man. Only thing that makes me think that J.R. Smith did not do that himself is that his fade, you know, all that was right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I refuse to believe that a professional did that in the top.
I can't either. And I got hey man, I got my hair cut at Supercuts because my man Torrance couldn't cut my hair on Thanksgiving Eve back about 11, 12, 13 years ago, man. So I had to run to the Supercuts, and it was the only thing that was open. Man, is cute little blonde young lady, man. I was kind of skeptical. She faded me up and put it this way, man. I was a laughing stock in between pants and mashed potatoes and gravy and stuff like that. Cash was remarking about my wonderful haircut, man. I've never been so embarrassed in my life that for the first time in quite a long time I had to shave my head, man. I mean, I was in tears. I was in tears, man. And that's when I said, man, the value of a good haircut, you cannot underestimate it, man. That's why I'm very particular about where I go.
It's not so much the value of a good one. It's the negative value of a bad one. Because I try to explain this to people all the time. No haircut is a much better look than a bad haircut. Because no haircut, they'd be like, oh, man, I guess he don't care. A bad haircut is a story. Like, as soon as you leave, like, I'll never forget, I was in college. This cat came in the calf one day. He had a cap on. We're like, yo, what's going on with you, man? He's like, man, I got a bad haircut. Da-da-da. We're like, oh, man, come on, dog. It probably ain't that bad. Let me check it out. Man, he took that thing off. It looked like he got his line done with, like, one of them pizza cutters. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a good one.
Pizza cutter.
Like one of those you get at the dollar store. You know, with the wheel on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like that's what he did his line with. Or like a butter knife or some shit like that, right? And it was uneven, but it was down to like a 1. But it was still uneven. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out what to say. Because I told him it wasn't that bad. And that was absolutely untrue. So, my boy is next to me. And he's like, it looks good. And after that dude left, I looked at him and was like, why did you tell him that, man? Like, why did you tell him that? Right, and he's just like, he's like, it wasn't gonna help to say it was bad.